Sick. I'm not a big guy on resetting early. Which is kind of ridiculous that I have to do this much. But I'm also kind of in a situation where I need to, or else I'm not going to make a sub 9, and I need to make sure that I'm not blowing out my arms. You could do the strategy that keeps the cross to give yourself 5 extra MP, but honestly, like, it doesn't really matter for most strategies. You're doing an 8:30 on PS3 for glitchless. That is a very good clock rush time. Thank you for the follow. too. It was a really bad jump, but it was a really bad start, so I had to go basically to the moon to save it. Not too bad. Wow, okay. It's still better than missing the wolf jump though, so I guess that's okay. Damn. I still want to shave about 5 seconds off of that at least. No, I'm playing worse in other areas too. It's not just those mistakes. That's all it comes down to. Just gotta get used to certain things again. Like, it's very easy to see if, people who are really familiar with speedrunning the game, they can tell how bad my transitional movement is, particularly my jumping. And that's always been something that I've kind of struggled with. Damn. Wow. Okay. What the fuck? What in the hell is happening? There we go. So that was really bad, but what are you gonna do? Oops, what am I doing also there? Well, that's not great. Okay. Okay. This menuing's gonna be really bad also.
Your word.
I'm interested in this. I'm
Like you. Like farewell.
What's up, Kai? Fuck. Didn't run immediately. Still getting used to that turn also. It's like a little bit of a trick to it. You could technically pick up the potion at the lab. However, I actually like this strategy better. Because it doesn't matter. Let's say that it is possible to always manipulate the book to do exactly what you want it to do and always get a successful jump. You will never get perfect like that. You're always going to make some mistake. And I think one of the key things of a goal inside of a marathon safe run is you just don't want him to look like a fucking idiot, right? Like, that's one of the most major things. You don't want to look like an asshole. You don't want to look like you're terrible. You don't want to represent your game poorly. See, like I accidentally... Okay, so that's why I transformed there. With that in mind, you're gonna make mistakes, just in general, even in the best circumstances. So why would I set myself up for potions, which still only gives me one chance at successfully hitting the trick, when I can just modify my strategy, give up maybe 2 to 3 more seconds, and almost guarantee that I'm going to be able to accomplish my goal. And as for picking up both of them, I'm already conceding extra time to get that huge mana bar. I don't want to lose even more time picking up the potion as well. Especially in this category where it's not a foregone conclusion that I'm going to even sub 9, let alone sub 8. Like, the reason the potion strat also works is because, again, that's dead time. You're not going to gain any time in the clock rush by skipping the potion. So the only time you're losing is via the equipping and using of the potion, and then reallocating stuff afterward. There it is. I mean, in the case of my last attempt, it wouldn't matter either, because on that last attempt, even though I traded, I didn't turn around on the first go. So because it didn't turn around on the first go for some reason, I still would have dive kicked straight through him, rather than into the book and past it. I mean, I don't think that the potion strat is necessarily bad. It's just, you know, depends on what your goals are for your run. Like, there's a punch strategy that I think's extremely good, but, like, nobody uses it. Oops. Well, that's not great. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just feel like this is the best option for guaranteeing that you have the mana you need to be successful. Nice. Not quite perfect, but I'll take it. That was quite good. It's exactly how I want to do that room, and I very rarely do that correctly. That's fine, Neo. Like, I don't mind the question being asked, you know what I mean? Just understand that 9 times out of 10, Most SotN players have kind of developed a methodology for why they do certain things. And that doesn't mean that it's always a good methodology. No. Yeah. Damn, that was one frame off. I keep forgetting what the map, that works, yeah. I keep forgetting what the map cues are at times. But yeah, I mean, if you don't ask the question, or if everybody takes it for granted that, like, oh, wow, you know, these guys are smarter than everybody, then, you know, you don't get fresh new thoughts on something. You might miss something that you just hadn't thought of before. Like, that's why I really wanted Rom to take a look at my route for this category and give his thoughts, because I know Rom has a really good mind for routing things out. So, I figured he'd be able to give me some good advice on what direction I should take this route. And I do think the two suggestions are good ones. It's just, I'm not sure I'm skilled enough to be able to take advantage of the first, quite frankly. Like, I don't think my Clock Rush is strong enough to exploit the Spirit Orb strategy to its fullest. What's up, Apis? So I'm actually going to hit this. I mean, you'd be surprised how easy it is to casually break games once you kind of have an idea of what's usually broken in games. Two. Come on. Like, Ron made this suggestion, actually. Normally, I was library carding out of that last room. He suggested that I do this instead, which I think this is the one that I can benefit from. God damn it. Keep pressing the wrong button there. That might work. Nice. That's harder than you would think to do. Just because there's not a lot of really good visual cues for it. I'm gonna see if this works. I don't know if it does for sure. Whoops. Nice, did. 5, 6, 7.
There is
Come on.
something funny about this
Kinda
wall.
had some trouble there hitting Soul Steel. So, unfortunately, you do have to ride this boat. Yeah, I mean, again, like, PJ has a really, like, PJ, Mech Director, ROM and stuff, they have a really innate understanding of what games are attempting to do and what you want to try to attempt to do inside of a game to cause issues to happen. And it's just about having kind of an idea of how games work, what a game is trying to do at any given time, things like that. And that's how, like, you know, these same people keep, like, showing up, you know, as being people who find crazy broken things. But I do think that that's a skill that pretty much anybody can cultivate. The one that's a lot harder to do are things kind of like what Sockfolder does, where he is specifically checking memory values for certain things to change, checking positional cues that are extremely difficult to pick up on otherwise in a 3D environment, things like that. I just use Sockfolder because he's the most, you know, like, kind of visible person for that type of stuff. But there's a lot of people that are really smart with things like that. Damn, I might be too far forward. Wow, I'm not. It's actually really surprising. Six, 7, 8. Damn. See, that is one thing that I really love about this category, though. That's a shame that more people haven't picked up on it, is there's tricks inside of this category that you will never see in any other category ever. It's just never gonna happen, because they're just too obscure or situational. ZX is a really smart guy also for that type of stuff. Oops. Oh, I didn't know that he could actually stand on that side. What do you know? That's another trick you can do. There's actually a way that you could skip opening the bridge as well, that I think is theoretically faster. But it's also balls hard to do. It involves hitting a wolf clip underwater, and then moving correctly while underwater so you don't clap back inbounds. See, I think glitchless is interesting in a different way. Quite frankly, I don't think that the movement has anything interesting for me in glitchless. Although, like, the way you make decisions and how to budget things can be interesting. But I just think that the concept of glitchless is a lot more, or is an interesting prospect. Just different route. There is an actual risk of dying as well, which obviously categories like this, it's pretty much not possible to die. You me dying instantly on something. Damn. Okay. So we're gonna skip on that one. That's actually a lot easier to hit in this category than it is in all bosses. However, you can always do this instead. The only problem with this, though, is now we have to be terrified that we accidentally hardlock the game, which can happen. Because if you move through the catacombs too quickly and then enter Grand Falloon's chamber, you can actually crash the game. Okay. What if I did this? That might actually be better. Hard to tell. Wow, come on, man. It's definitely not faster for this shit. Holy fuck. I'll have to play around with that a little bit, actually. Because maybe there is a faster way of doing it on that third or fourth visit or whatever it is. Fuck. This is the shit. Like, this is probably one of the shittiest parts of this route, honestly, is dealing with these idiots. Yeah. I haven't investigated how best to get that mist. The problem is there's like no real positional cues in that area to take advantage of. That's the biggest problem. So any cue that you had... Come on. There you go. Any cue that you had would be pretty difficult to do. Like, I could maybe see if there's an exact number of wing smashes that you could do. Like, that might be a way to approach it. Oh, right. I forgot. So, in this category, when you shift to the other castle, you lose your shield rod. Which is something that I forgot. So this is where the game starts to get fun also. Because now that I have Moving Mist, you can actually do some pretty interesting movement with that little extra kind of... That little extra maneuverability you have is actually pretty good. Come on. There we go. Hello, Otacon. Well, so that just jacked up all the movement for this sequence. Come on. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Doppelganger 40. I actually just, like, kind of freestyled that. I didn't really have a perfect idea of how I wanted to do it. One. Fuck. That wing smash chain is really, really hard to hit. Damn. Really close. I'll take it though. That's really good considering how out of practice I am for this. fuck. I'm really bad at that room. Since I'm queuing on picking up the thing, I might as well keep with that. Okay, now the shitty part. Damn. That was actually almost 2 really good rooms for me. I only just barely kind of learned how to do those correctly the last time I was working on all bosses, so... Shit. I knew I was totally out of position there, so I just conceded the time. Like, my wing smash was like 3/4 of the way through, and I knew that was going to be a problem. Shit. That didn't work correctly. I don't know why I didn't just back kick, because I think that's the actual strat there. Oh. Yeah, that wasn't the correct split. Come on. Miscounted. I forgot if the wing smash I do in the previous room was the start or if it was the first one in the room proper. Yeah, close enough. Oops, it's 4. Forgot to wing smash there. It's kind of funny. Originally, I was grabbing it during a backtracking section after Holy Glasses. Basically, once you get Holy Glasses, you exit the chamber and go left. And you go to pick up the Spirit Orb, and then you'd continue through back down to the Alchemy Lab. After the change, I now library card after the Alchemy Lab, because it's a little faster to get to the teleporter and then to the Alchemy Lab that way.
Dog party!
Trouble the soul of my mother no more. How is it that
Still a long way to go.
You have been doomed.
I feel like
as
sub
lost
45
the
is
ability to
possible in
love.
this category, but I don't know if I'm going to be good enough to do it.
For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe. Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She said, "Do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them,
Damn,
then
I
at
gotta get
least
some
do them
vitamin
no
C
harm,
pills now.
For theirs
Running
is
out.
already a hard lot." She also said to tell you that she would love you for all of eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
So you made it.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry. 'Tis my fault you had to fight your own father.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
It must have been painful for you.
Indeed. But you must always remember that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
I understand.
Don't worry about it, Neo.
Alucard,
I'll probably be looking
what
into
will you
it.
do now?
This
The
run
blood that
actually got
flows
into a
in my
marathon,
veins is cursed. 'Twould be
so I'm
best
going to be
for this
working on
world
this
if I were
along
to
with
disappear
Guacamelee as
forever.
my two main kind of projects right
I
now.
see.
I still need to hear from ARPG, which is another marathon, and Wicked Fast
Alucard?
to see what they want me
Don't
doing.
you want to go after him, Maria?
No, it's best this way. I can't ease his torment. Someday, perhaps, we will meet again. And on that day, maybe.
I see.
Let's go. Everyone's waiting for us.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Alright, enjoy the credits music, guys. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Feel free to watch some ads, get some bits if you are so inclined. See you guys in a bit.
Just like the wind, I've always been drifting high up in the sky that never ends. Through thick and thin, I always win, 'cause I will fight both life and death to save a friend. I face my destiny every day I live, and the best of me is all I have to give. Just like the sun, when my day's done. Sometimes I don't like the person I've become. Is the enemy within our 1,000 men? Should I walk the path my words so bad I have? Is someone testing me every day I live? Well, the best in me is all I have to give.